Hello there, this is the English News Edition brought to you by Canal Algérie, and I'm your host Karim Fazakri. To the headlines. On the invitation of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al Ghazawani, is paying a 3-day visit to Algeria, and President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, welcomed him at the Houari Boumediene International Airport of Algiers. In the VIP lounge of the Houari Boumediene International Airport of Algiers, President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune hosted his visiting counterpart, the President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al Ghazawani. The role of exercising parliamentary control in the engineering of public policies was highlighted in a seminar organized at the International Conference Center of Algiers. On the occasion of the 43rd anniversary of the death of the former President of the Republic, Houari Boumediene, political and media figures went to the village of Oulad Addi in the province of Galma, where the President spent his childhood. Good evening, those were today's top stories. First in our news, the President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al Ghazawani, is paying an official 3-day state visit on the invitation of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. The Mauritanian President was welcomed at his arrival at the Houari Boumediene International Airport of Algiers by President Tebboune. High-ranking state officials and ministers were also present at his welcome, including Chairman of the Council of the Nation Salah Koujil, Chairman of the National People's Assembly Brahim Boughali, President of the Constitutional Court Omar Belhaj, as well as Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdurrahman, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army Lieutenant General Said Chengriha, along with several members of the government. The two presidents listened to the national anthems of the two countries before reviewing detachments of the different military groups who paid them the honors, while a 21-gun salute in honor of Algeria distinguished visiting guests. The President of the Republic greeted the delegation accompanying the Mauritanian President during this visit. The two presidents, Abdelmajid Tebboune and Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al-Ghazawani, greeted together members of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps accredited to Algeria. VIP lounge of the Houari Boumediene International Airport of Algiers, President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune hosted his visiting counterpart, the President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al-Ghazawani. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, greeted the President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al-Ghazawani, before his departure from the VIP lounge at the International Airport of Algiers to the Martyrs Memorial, or Maqam al-Shahid, here in Algiers. And at the Martyrs Memorial, Maqam al-Shahid in Algiers, the Mauritanian President Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al-Ghazawani said a prayer in memory of the martyrs of Algeria's revolution, and where he laid a wreath on the commemorative stele of our valiant martyrs. President Mohammed Ould Sheikh Al-Ghazawani went after that to the War Veterans Museum, where he attended presentations on the different stages of Algeria's history between 1830 and 1962.
يوصي إلى محاصرة المدينة التي استقرت سنة 1837 الحالات الشعبية من خلال الجسم والشرطة من ولايات الجزائر العاصمة ونلاحظ عائلة جزائرية الزيت. حكمتنا مباشرة اليوم استغلالها والقضاء على العمليات الشاملة الجديد لاحتفالا بالذكرى العشرين لاستقلال الجزائر وتحديدا
After having signed the museum's golden register, the Mauritanian president received the shield of the museum. The minister or a seminar was organized at the International Conference Center of Algiers, CIC, on the role of exercising parliamentary control in the engineering of public policies. The chairman of the National People's Assembly, or Lower House of Parliament, Brahim Boughali, affirmed that the development of public policies was a common mission of society engaging several stakeholders, adding that, according to the modern democratic systems, they can all be involved in the design of public policies. Moving on now, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Abdel Baqi Ben Ziyan, received equally the Qatari Minister of Higher Education, Buthaina bint Ali Al-Jaber Al-Nuaimi, with whom he examined the means and ways of strengthening bilateral cooperation in the field of higher education. The Committee on the Health, Social Affairs, Labor and Vocational Training gathered representatives of associations and federations under its prerogatives so as to inquire about their concerns, raise them to the government and monitor their materialization on the ground. It has been 43 years since former President of the Republic, Houari Boumediene, passed away. For the occasion, political and media figures went to the village of Oulad Addi in Guelma province, where the former president spent his childhood, to pay him a tribute. Ines Kello reports.
On the occasion of the commemoration of the 43rd anniversary of his death, the former president of the Algerian Republic and the prominent revolutionary Houari Boumediene was honored in the village of Ould Addi in Guelma province, where he spent his childhood, by a ministerial delegation, and several interventions were made by political and media figures within the framework of the 12th conference held on this occasion.
Houari Boumediene wrote some recommendations in March 1962, including this extract, I quote, "The thousands of martyrs were witnesses of the sacrifices of this people. Be damned to the ones who will forget these sacrifices. The future will be more complicated and delicate than ever. We must be vigilant and true revolutionaries, and not negligent and unconcerned." End quote. Today we have two examples that prove that Houari, may his soul rest in peace, was a just man in the choices he made, whether it was for the Palestinian cause or for Western Sahara.
القضية الفلسطينية أو قضية الصحراء الغربية.
إن الجزائر تشهد اليوم مرحلة جديدة.
Algeria is living a new era, thanks to the faithful men of the country, like President Houari Boumediene, an upright man who dedicated his life to the people and the country.
الذين كرسوا حياتهم للأمة وللوطن.
Patriotism and the love of work are among the dominant features of the personality of this man who dedicated his life to Algeria, something that has always been and is engraved in the memory of all Algerians.
More than 10 million users of electronic payment cards are now able to carry out commercial transactions via online payment services. During an interview on radio station Chaîne 1, the Post and Telecommunications Minister Karim Bibi Triki stated that work is underway to provide a large number of options in terms of service for the benefit of electronic payment cards or cards issued by banks and Algérie Post. More details with Manal Maafa.
Investors, economic operators, customers and all users of electronic payment cards will no longer have to worry about the methods by which they pay their transactions, as several electronic payment methods now exist to facilitate all types of transactions, especially the commercial ones done via websites or digital platforms.
Donc une grande opportunité pour tous les opérateurs économiques
This is a huge opportunity for all the people in the electronic business field and also for the ones who want to invest in it. On the other hand, this initiative will simplify and double the options in terms of online shopping and payment. We hope to further develop this sector, which recently witnessed a significant growth during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The development of e-payment is achieved by the improvement of the internet network for the benefit of the citizens, economic operators and public administrations, in addition to the improvement of the telecommunication network to allow access for a faster internet network flow.
We have nearly 180,000 kilometers of fiber optics across the national territory. We are currently modernizing this network, and that following the instructions of the President of the Republic, given during the last ministerial meeting, to speed up the modernization process.
The online payment method is now available for more than 10 million users of electronic payment cards, a method that aims to secure and modernize exchanges between the different economic actors.
The 35th edition of the Asihar International Fair will be held from the 26th of December to January 8, 2022 in Tamanrasset province under the theme Tamanrasset Portal to the African Market, with the participation of no less than 250 economic operators from Algeria and other African countries, aiming at promoting the exportation of Algerian-made products. More details with Manal Amari.
After nearly 3 years of absence due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Tamanrasset province has finally resumed holding its yearly economic fair, known as the Asihar, with the participation of over 150 companies from all sectors, making of this event a quintessential economic forum.
Good results achieved this year in imports and exports were due to joint efforts of all ministerial departments.
This is an excellent opportunity to present Algerian products to southern neighboring countries.
This fair has left me in awe because of the large number of exhibitors and the quality of the products exhibited. And as a neighboring country, Mali is still learning a great deal about cross-border exchanges between the two countries.
This international fair aims at strengthening Algeria's economic position and make of Tamanrasset province a commercial trade hub.
We encourage all economic initiatives aimed at promoting foreign trade by mobilizing all human and material resources from the transport sector so as to boost national economy.
We will take advantage of this fair to promote our products and export them to neighboring countries such as Mali and Niger.
The 2021 edition of the Asihar Fair came with one goal in mind, that of making Algerian products take over the African market.
Health Minister Abdurrahman Ben Bouzid honored during a ceremony medical professors who have contributed with their long experience to the development of the health sector in Algeria. The Minister of Health insisted in particular on the celebration of our doctors during the National Revolution, addressing his encouragement to the medical corps, whose members are always mobilized against the pandemic. Still with the health sector, to COVID updates, in particular, 293 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, 209 recoveries and 8 new deaths were recorded during the last 24 hours in Algeria, according to a press release from the Health Ministry. The vaccine pass has been implemented to manage the health crisis in Algeria, along other strict measures to curb the spread of the pandemic. The details in this report by Manal Mafa.
While the vaccination campaign has slowed down, the vaccine pass is now mandatory in sporting facilities, a measure which does not worry the persons in charge of the semi-Olympic swimming pool in Kuba municipality here in Algiers. Swimmers attending the swimming pool and its staff have to present their vaccination pass when entering the swimming hole. Anyone not having it in them is not allowed inside. Even if we are vaccinated, we have to respect the health protocol. Here, the wearing of a mask, the social distancing, and the mandatory compliance with the health protocol have become a part of everyday life, a measure that will avoid the closure of sports halls and possibly curb the spread of the new variant of COVID.
In Western Sahara File, the Moroccan occupiers are doubling efforts to dispossess half a ton of phosphate in less than a month. This was revealed by a Sahrawi association active in the field of environmental protection in Western Sahara. In the security field, units of the Sahrawi army intensified their attacks on the Moroccan occupation army's strongholds at the levels of Mahbes and Ousert. To a different topic, and in the province of El Wad, the 8th edition of Youth Tourism Fair was organized. Participants came from the four corners of the country to showcase their products. The details in the following with Manal Ammari.
This young craftsman, originally from Tizi Ouzou province, did not hesitate to participate in the 8th edition of the Youth Tourism Fair, held in El Wad province, with representatives from over 30 provinces representing the region's traditional clothing, wicker baskets and handicrafts to showcase the Amazigh heritage. I am here today to represent Tizi Ouzou and make my region's heritage known. This is the first time I visited El Wad province, and I was able to learn a lot about this region's culture and history. 33 exhibitors were present at this fair. We could not host more due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Desert tourism in the Algerian Sahara does not need fancy hotels or tourist resorts. We are able to organize beautiful events with modest resources. This fair is an opportunity to discover the country's touristic potential and promote local tourism.
Well, we reached the end of our news bulletin. Thank you for keeping it here. Bye for now.